Okay, it's 6:30. We're going to call the city council work session to order. First up is the nominating committee, Chairman Stephen Redd.
Thanks, Mayor. We have a resolution to appoint Albert Mayer to the Cabot Water and Wastewater Commission, presented by the Cabot Water and Wastewater Commission.
I think this is a reappointment. Yeah,
Okay.
reappointment of Albert Mayer
Okay.
to the commission.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Okay.
Council, anybody got any questions or concerns? No other action, Mayor.
Okay. Do we need to send this to? Okay.
Second.
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 Roll call, please, Ms. Tammy.
Weber. Red,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Long.
Yes.
Okay, you good? Okay. We'll now move to the Municipal Service Committee, Chairman Ed Long.
Mayor, thank you so much. The first thing up tonight is the bids for the waste collections. Laura, will you make your way this direction until I find your tab sheet, please?
Ed, may I speak?
Absolutely.
I asked Laura to present this. We're kind of going to do it in a tandem duo. We just want to discuss these waste collection bids. As council knows, we haven't went up in price in 13 years. We've been very fortunate that the rates have stayed the same. With this last bid that we received, even the lowest responsible bidders, like 40% more than what the taxpayer has been paying each year for waste collection bids. So kind of wanted to discuss this with the council to see which direction you want us to go. The first would be to accept the lowest responsible bid on our 22nd meeting. The second would be to denounce all these bids, make trash collection and professional service, and allow administration and public works to negotiate with the company that gives the taxpayers exactly what they're needing. I know we've had a lot of complaints about GFL lately about not picking up trash. You know, we had those period of 2 years. It was horrible. They're wanting extra stuff like places to drop off trash when they have more trash than usual. They want a recycling place. They want their cans lined up on the street. So I don't know. I'm perplexed. That's why I'm bringing this to council. I know we usually just accept the lowest bidder, but I think if we're going to raise somebody's rate, we need to give them the service that they want and need rather than just taking the lowest bidder. Just in my mind, I just don't, I want to make the right decision, and I'm just asking y'all for what y'all would like to do, but that's where we're at.
I personally don't think that we're going to find anything any cheaper. Well, we may, but I think making it professional service, I think will give us a tighter rope on what they do. I think we'll be able to manage that better. I would like to see the council consider that personally. That would be my way that I'd like to go. I just think that would be a tighter way to handle it.
And some of these rates are higher right now because we wouldn't let them put any price increases in the bid.
And I'm perplexed by some of this on here. I don't understand the no bids under that. I understand the no bid under the manual collection stuff and that, but I don't understand some of the other no bids. Does that mean they're simply not going to provide that service? Or did they roll that into the base price or what?
No, so with this bid, we put out several alternate bids, way for them to be performed. So if you look at the spreadsheet, under Alt 4 and Alt 5 and 6, those are without a performance bond. So they're still manual or automated pickup you know, the base bid of 1, the base bid of 2, and base bid of 3 are all manual pickups. The alt 1, 2, and 3, well, the alt 3 is the household hazardous. The alt 1 and alt 2 are automated solid waste, but they're with a performance bond. So when there's a not bid, they didn't bid on that particular thing, their bid is actually under the, without a performance bond.
Well, for instance, the yard waste material collection, there was only one company that responded to that, showing that they were bidding on that. Everybody else that I see on here shows it's a no bid. So does that mean that they're still gonna pick up yard waste or not?
No, for instance, well, on the first one, Green Environmental, they had a bid for yard waste, but it was under alt 4 for without a performance bond. Then everybody else was no bid under that section without a performance bond. For Cards Holding, under yard waste under base bid number 2, yard waste was included in their price. GFL was the same way, it was included in their price. Waste Connections, they put their yard waste under base bid number 2, and it was 50 cents. Waste Management was under base bid number 2 for yard waste for $6.50.
So,
Under alt number 4, yard waste manual collection, GFL has got no bid, but you're telling me that is actually still included. They're still gonna do that and it is included somewhere else.
Yes,
Okay. So I'm assuming that's the way some of these others are. For instance, Waste Connections would be the same way.
yes, because that alt 4, 5, and 6 is without a
Yeah,
performance
no, I
bond. So yes,
understand every bit of that.
yes.
Yeah.
so Ms. Laura, on the alt 4, 5, and 6, like on the one that's got it broke out, who's going to maintain the accountability for those particular fees? So my understanding, like on the alt 4 for this green environment, it's $7.92. Is that $7.92 per yard they do?
That's per household.
And who's going to account for that? I can't imagine that being 100% accurate 100% of the time.
So when you say account for that, so every
So
resident
if it's
is
my yard
charged
and
that.
Matt's yard and the stuff is in between our yards, how are they going to know whose it is? Do I have to call in to request that?
No, everybody pays.
Everybody
$7.92.
pays it.
Okay.
It's per household.
And that brings up a great point, Stephen. So if we made it a professional service and we can negotiate, we may look at, because you got to think about it, you got, how many, 8,000 residents?
We
Yards?
put this
Or
out for 10,000.
10,000 resident yards, and how many people have yard waste?
I mean, I know in my
I heard
neighborhood, it
about-
seems like it's every week, but
I heard it's about 40%.
yeah. Yeah.
So 4,000. So the question is, do we give people an option to say yes or no at yard waste? And if we do, just maybe the city gets a truck and collects those yard waste on those days. I
Right.
don't know.
Yeah.
But that's stuff that we can look at, say I mean, 40%, $6 a month is a lot to some families.
Sure,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm just trying to make a good decision here based on the data that we presented, and to say that we do have some other options, but I want somebody to do this that wants to do it. That
What
wants
about
to be here in
the-
this community.
What
Well-
about the call centers on this? Was anybody willing to take over the calls and get it off of staff?
There has been one that stepped up and say they would put an office here and put someone, if we wanted them down in our office, they'd put them there.
So obviously
the-
through all the stuff that we went through with GFL, I mean, because I'm sure everybody else does too, but I mean, I get numerous calls every week, whether their limb was 6'3" or whatever, if it was stacked in a cross, whatever. The accountability where I'm at, I'm not always about the cheapest, but the accountability to me is going to mean more than anything, right?
Yeah.
I had a conversation with Laura today and I said, how's the calls been? And I kind of knew the answer because I know what I get.
Horrible.
And her answer was there's still a lot. So the accountability to me is a big, big thing. So whoever we choose or whichever route we go, so.
Water, wastewater is still getting some of the calls too, I think. Gary, are y'all not still getting calls on it as well?
I
Or
think
is
most
that-
of the time they transfer them to my office.
Do they? Okay.
Yeah, they get
All right.
transferred to my
Okay,
office.
good.
I just give out Tim's cell phone number, so I'm good. So we're good.
I know that I've had a little bit of a personal issue with our current provider this week on some bulk waste. Of course, we got every excuse under the sun from a holiday weekend last week to,
Right.
oh, well, we don't know, but we will be there. And we didn't call you. We called the GFL people directly so that they would know. And I was a little disappointed in their reaction to that, and I don't think that I was probably unique in that. So I'm a little concerned about what was going on with that. But again, I'm gonna go back to what I said. I would really like to have the discussion, Mayor, on the professional service and how you see that as being handled if we went that direction.
Yeah, I think, I mean, what I'd like to do is come back to council and just say, you know, if you allow us to do this, then we can work with everyone on this list and find out, hey, I know you already priced 4 years worth of trash in here. What could you do starting off? What would be the increase each month? And then if we pulled yard waste and did it ourselves, would your price still be that minus the yard waste, what you bid? So then we'd have something to go with to look at the numbers. And I've already met with Matthew on this, and we believe with what we have to do and hire, we'd need 2 more people. So we figured up that we would, return on investment would be a year, we'd get our money back in the first year with a truck and 2 people. But I could put all that in a spreadsheet though as well, but I don't know. I mean, it's a people service. Just like Stephen said, people want to be treated right. And people, they're paying for a service that they want to know someone cares about. And I just feel like sometimes we're just a number.
Well, I'm
You're
just,
more than a number.
I'm just one of 8 up here, but I would really like to explore the professional services aspect of it. I would really like to see some numbers on that as you foresee. I know that you can't do anything except an educated guess on it, but I would like to see the numbers on that. I really would.
Okay.
I
Well,
apologize, Laura. I did not have a chance to call you, but you know me. I'm going to ping on number 3. And the few that did respond on that, I'm not sure what TBA means. If you can enlighten me on that. But even more intriguing is Waste Connections. It says it's included. I would love to know what's included in their hazardous waste list.
So they just put, I mean, I can't speak on what they would say is included. That was literally what was put on that bid spot, was included.
If we could find that out,
I think it's
that
just,
could be a major determining factor for me anyway.
yeah.
So,
I
I
think
mean,
it's the dumpsters.
because within, I mean, I'd have to pull, I mean, I've got the bid documents here as far as what was the conditions for the household hazardous waste pickup. And that was the exhibit, one of the exhibits. So,
I mean, if they're
and
just
it
going to
says
take paint,
supply, it says supply
you know.
5 40-yard dumpsters for the disposal of the HHW. The responsibility of the contract to deliver and maintain the containers.
so indiscriminately thrown in there, who knows what.
Well, I
It's
mean,
not the matter of them picking it up. They would have a drop station.
well, this is specifically for a one-day event.
No, that's just
Or
for your
your-
1 day.
the one-day event that we do.
I misunderstood.
Just 1 day.
That's
Now,
a
there's
one-day
been,
event.
there's been others suggest that they would keep a station filled at
That
all
would be
times.
the ultimate.
Yes.
But if it's for a one-day event,
Yes, that's for our one-day event that we do.
so
GFL did that already, right?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Didn't GFL already do that? Donate the dumpster?
they donated dumpsters for debris, but not for hazardous waste. We had to hire a professional contractor for that. That's why I'm interested in what they're going to accept. And if they're going to just drop off these containers, are we going to be responsible for monitoring what goes into them? I mean,
Don't know the details, but I don't think so. I think they're
That's-
putting someone there.
inquiring minds would like to know, sir.
That's what I've been told.
For a one-day event, though.
Yeah, this is,
not gonna
this
be
is
for
for
the
the one-day event.
But if they're going to
that-
containerize it and haul it off,
I'm still addressing his all the full time. From my understanding
sorry.
is that someone told me, and I'm not gonna say who on this list, but they expressed that they would put something year round where you could drop stuff off.
Here's my next question is, if we were to decide one of these, obviously GFL already has the equipment. And I did some checking and those trucks are pretty expensive. Who has the equipment today besides GFL that is ready to go? How long does this contract last? Or when's this one up?
4 years.
So,
Nope.
so this,
The
the
current
current one ends December 31st.
Okay, okay. So who has did we ask in that questionnaire, who has the
I've not
equipment?
gotten that far.
Okay,
So, I mean, these are all companies that exist, making the assumption that they all have the current equipment, but that's an
Sure.
assumption I would be making.
yeah, I think when we go down that road too, I'd like to know who has it and who doesn't. I mean, obviously GFL does, but
But that was one of the things that we had to deal with GFL taking on the contract. They did not have all of that, but promised us that they would acquire all the proper equipment.
and those trucks, right, I mean, it's not as lengthy as a fire truck, but it takes a minute to get one, so.
Mhm.
Anybody else? Comments, questions, or concerns, like I always ask? Anybody on the committee? Anybody on the council? This is bigger than a committee decision. This has got to be a whole council decision because it affects everybody. And I don't want the committee making the decision and somebody coming back and saying 3 people made the decision. I just don't want it.
I mean, I'm with you, Ed. I mean, we have a 6th option, it sounds like we have the numbers for, so I'm willing to see the numbers and hear what Ken has to offer.
Here, the only problem with going to get you the numbers I want to get you, and Ben could help me here on this, is that the way this closed bidding reads is the lowest responsible bidder gets the job. You can negotiate with the top 3, but you got to go to the first one, exhaust everything, and I could be wrong, he's shaking his head no. Go ahead, Ben, you say
We
it.
can reject them.
So, as of right now, how it stands today, yes, we have to, the lowest responsible bidder who submitted a complete and valid bid has an entitlement to be awarded the contract. Now, the mayor has the option to reject all of the bids. And at that, if, for instance, if you're going to go to the professional service route, as Ed suggested, we would reject all the bids, have it designated professional service, and then begin that process where there is a committee of council members and it gets submitted to you guys, and you know how that works. But as it stands today, no, there is a legal expectation that the person who submitted the lowest responsible bid, as a valid bid, gets it for that price. You can negotiate on the details, but not the price. That's what should get on competitive bidding. The other option is to reject the bids, and then you're kind of stuck with what you can do that. But then what do? You can do the professional service route. You can the mayor can bring you something to ask you to waive bidding on it. There's other options, but as it stands today, that's where we're at.
I'm just trying to balance the law here based on what I can try to do to help the citizens, and I know y'all want to too. So, but I can't do it without y'all's approval. And so that's what we brought here to discuss.
On the professional services, Mayor.
Yes,
do
sir.
we have to get equipment also, or are you just saying 2 employees, we already got the equipment on the yard waste?
We would probably hire 2 employees because we need a CDL driver
So
if we did that.
we don't need the truck or whatever with the grapple or whatever, that's what I
We
meant.
would.
Okay,
Yes, sir, we would.
so you have to figure in equipment too,
Mhm.
okay.
So I guess, to be honest, we just need direction of, do you want us to keep vetting these and just prepare on the 22nd for y'all to vote for the lowest responsible bidder? Or do you want us to reject these and start negotiating?
I mean, where my head's at is. Just kind of see what those numbers look like, right, if we did do part of professional services. You know, an ROI at a year and a half ain't terribly bad, but I would like to see some numbers of kind of what they look like, so I think I can make a more educated guess going that route, so.
Ben, are we stepping in any quicksand if we just table this?
At this point, no. I would kind of say that the professional, just kind of throw out there, just so everybody's on the same page, the professional services route actually gets you to a price at the end. On the bidding, you get the price on the front. Professional services, when they submit numbers when they submit their proposals to council, numbers are not included. You're not allowed to get numbers at that point because you're picking the best company, not the lowest number. So it is a little bit different. We got these numbers on the front end. Professional service, you won't have numbers on the front end. They will submit proposals to the council committee, and then that committee will rank 1, 2, 3. At that point, the mayor steps in to negotiate numbers. So no, you can absolutely table it, but just kind of realize professional services, you don't get numbers up front, you get them on the back end.
So we're looking at another weeks to possibly months before we would be in the position to do anything on it. Is that your educated guess?
So if we want to proceed that way, I could have legislation for you by next time. That wouldn't be a problem. But then you have to advertise. You have to give people a chance to submit all that stuff. When we went through this with like engineers, stuff like that, Laura, remind me. I think we're looking 6 to 8 weeks before we get proposals back to us. So we'll be 6 to 8 weeks.
I don't know. I think last year, we do about 7 or 8 of them.
We did for engineers.
Same type of processes we're talking about
Yes.
here. It's exactly the
Yes.
same thing. Guys, what do you want to do? We can table it. We can go ahead and pass this through to work tonight. We can turn staff loose on coming up with professional services and evaluate it on that. We got about 3 or 4 options. What do you want to do?
Ed, my head's to table it with the staff, putting together some numbers to present back on the 22nd.
Okay, there will be preliminary numbers, just absolute raw numbers.
Sure.
All right, I've got a motion that we pass this to the council with recommendation to table. Do I have a second?
Second.
I've got a motion and a second to pass it to the council with a recommendation to table. Tammy, would you please?
Long,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Reed, Hillenberg,
Yes.
Red.
Yes.
And just for the record, nothing's been prepared for an ordinance wise because we didn't know where y'all wanted to go. So
Okay,
at least it lets us put it straight on the council agenda next time.
that'll work.
So thanks. Okay.
That'll work.
All right.
That's fine.
Yes,
I
sir.
don't have any problem with that. That'll work. Thank you, sir. All righty, we're ready to move forward with the next one. An ordinance to amend the Cabot, or the Code of Cabot, Section 208. Brandon, I believe this is the one that you've been working on for about 3 months or so, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Ed.
You're welcome, sir.
Ben, can you come up and kind of rehash how we got to where we are right now?
So as a brief refresher, this is about what we call extraterritorial jurisdiction, or commonly referred to as planning jurisdiction. For many, many decades, cities could exercise what we call planning jurisdiction. In some cases, up to 5 miles. For us, it was up to a mile outside of city limits. That would kind of, with the idea that it would prepare things to be eventually annexed into the city. This last legislative session, Act 314, the state legislature did away with that in total. So that is no longer that is no longer an authority that the city has. It did away with many references to it, not all references to it. One of the references that kind of were left hanging was those planning commission members who might live in the planning jurisdiction. That this legislation was discussed here. Brandon and I talked about it. This would kind of close that gap that was left hanging by the state legislature. So that's kind of where we are on planning jurisdiction. It was a thing for a long time, kind of out of the blue. This last year, the legislature did away with it, and we're kind of left to see how that works out at the individual city level. Happy to answer any questions or say anything else, Brandon, if you would like me to.
No, thank you, Ben.
Yes, sir.
Questions for Ben or Brandon?
Ed, I just want to be clear that, so this legislation, it basically says that people who are appointed to the planning commission have to live within the city limits of Cabot. As Ben just explained, the planning commission used to have some authority outside the city limits, and therefore we had commissioners who represented those areas. Now with the new law in place, I think it's only right that everyone on the commission live within the limits of their control. This is certainly not to say that people outside the city do not have great input or things to offer, but just like all of us, we have to live within the city limits. I feel that these appointed positions on planning should be no different. And I'll be more than happy to answer any questions.
Ben, do we have any other commissions right now that allow outside the city limit members?
So, no, I think that planning was unique in that respect because of that planning jurisdiction aspect. Different ones are broken up different ways. A&P is much more concerned with whether you're kind of in the industry or out of the industry. And I believe Parks.
Parks and Rec has two.
Yeah.
Because they service kids outside of the city.
Yes, and Gary, I'm honestly not sure about water because you guys elect your own. I don't know if you have to be if you can be within water service area. So that's they're all within the city.
Ed, is this, if I may?
Absolutely.
I mean, the biggest board that we have in the city of Cabot, besides the Cabot City Council, is the Cabot School Board. And they're all over the school district, in the county, in Austin and Ward. I mean, Cabot's more than just the city limits. There's nothing that specifically states that this has to be done. I mean, the Cabot School District, we're the 7th largest district in the state, 1st largest geographically in the state. We're just cutting our hands off to spite our face. If you don't want somebody on the commission that doesn't live in the city, then vote no. But I think it makes the pool better to put the right candidate on the board.
Ben, I got a question. Can a school board member live outside the school district?
Not that I'm aware of.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Anybody got any questions, comments, or concerns? The only thing that I've got on this is I am a little bit concerned about putting the word current than there. I would much rather see it all future planning commission members. I don't think it's fair to our current members for Little Rock to make a change and us automatically follow it. I think we had enough faith in them to put them on there for the term. I think we ought, as a community, ought to honor that and not just remove them off of it. I don't know that I would have a whole lot of problems saying any future member that comes on it needs to be inside the city limits, but I don't like the idea of the word current there. I'm a little bothered by that. Otherwise, I don't have any problems with it.
I don't have a problem with it. I just hate the timing of it, especially with Mr. Lowe being considered. that is going to be a huge, huge loss to our planning commission.
I think Mr. Lowe's position on this is rather unique. He was nominated and brought forward under the old legislation as we understood it. I think he needs to be looked at in a special way on this, and that's why I've got a problem with the word current. Yeah. I think personally that Mr. Lowe ought to go ahead and go on through and be reappointed if the council so chooses to fulfill another term on it, but simply because of where he was caught in this. It was no fault of his caught up. If he would have been brought forward 3 months later and then fall under this, then I think it would be more fair. That's just my opinion.
And there's currently 2 that's on that commission that doesn't live in the city, is that correct?
I have no idea. I thought it was just Ronnie.
I thought it was
As far as I know, there's only one.
I thought it was just Ronnie.
I believe Chuck Prater lives in the county. Mr. Mayor.
Oh, I thought he lived in the city.
Any other questions? All right, I need a motion to do something with it.
I make the motion.
I'll second the motion to send it to council.
Okay, the motion, Brandon, is to send it to the full council. Is that right, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and Stephen, that was your second, is that correct? Yeah. Tammy?
Long,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Red.
Yes.
Okay, the next one we have is an ordinance fixing rates, fees, and deposits for wastewater and other water services rendered by the Cabot Water and Wastewater Commission, presented by Gary Walker. Gary, will you step forward, please? Council, you have a ton of information in your packet on this. Let's let Gary make his presentation if we may, and then I want to open it up again. Ben, I think this is so important that it be opened up for questions from every member of the council, not just the committee. I would like to do that at the end of Gary's presentation, and I think we need to make everything free game. Everything that you got in front of you, everything that Gary presents tonight, any questions that you may have about anything, I think this is the time, the day, and the place to ask those questions and get the answers. Gary?
Okay, Mayor, Council, thank you. In your packet, and up on the screens up here, first off, the last wastewater rate change we had was in 2001, right? So it was 24 years ago. Our wastewater rates are governed by 2 things now. One is Act 925, which is boilerplate language like Act 605 for water, but it's wastewater and it's controlled by ADEQ. All right, water is controlled by ANRC. And then the state statute that also governs sewer rates is 14-235, 223. In your packet, council members, you have as Exhibit A, the wastewater study, rate study. The reason that we're doing a wastewater study is because we're bleeding red ink as far as a net each year. If you go back and you look at the financials, of course, we pulled from reserves to make the net reserve because you have a debt ratio of 1.1 that you've got to keep going. And so the wastewater rate study was farmed out and taken out to Crest Engineers. And I have one of their representatives here tonight. Actually, it's a young man that actually did the rate study for us through Crest and done the mathematics behind it. And so there's a lot of information, a lot of methodology in behind how he went and come to the results that are presented here tonight. Boiling it down, Mr. Long wanted me to do this as an executive summary type report. So boiling it down, if you look in your packet, there's table 3.7. And 3.7 is the current, starting in 2025, then through 26, all the way through 30, which is where the rate study encompassed through, which was through 2030, which is a 5-year deal. And we come up with, and we see as we go forward, at the bottom line, number 16 down there, where the red numbers are, if you will, in parentheses, shows us as we go forward at the current rates that we have today, they don't sustain the wastewater side through O&M and operations. Okay, so that's table 3.7. The next table I will bring your attention to, which is also in the study, is table 4.1. Table 4.1 is the rates as they are today and what they would be if this ordinance passes as we go forward. Today, we have two, should be noted, today we have two independent sewer districts, Briarwood and Mark Lynn, all right, which are outside of the scope of what we're doing here as far as the basic service fee, flat fee, if you will, but they would take the volumetric rate in the rate study. So as an example here, and I'm reading here, and I know it's very small print up there, but for example, in current year 2025, for a customer that does not use greater than 2,000 gallons, the basic service flat fee today is $5.10. The volumetric rate of 1,000 gallons is $1.57. Okay? So everybody posts their bills, if you will, on a 5,000 gallon basis. Doesn't necessarily mean you use that, but that's what we post. So you take the 510, then you take your $1.57 times 3, the number 3, because you got 3,000 gallon, 4,000 gallon, and 5,000 gallon. All right, multiply that. All right, and you get your number there, and you add that to 510, and the base 5,000 gallon rate today for the city of Cabot is $9.81. All right. One of the things that came out in this study as we did this was that 21% of our connections or our accounts use less than 2,000 gallons or less. So in the new rate as proposed, they would only be affected by the basic flat service fee. They would not be affected by the volumetric change. For 79% that are over 2,000 gallons would. Okay? So as we look over here into 2026, and I'm on table 4.1 still yet in your packet. Okay, as you come down through, the first one up there is Briarwood, as you can see, 2705. That's their basic flat service fee. All right, and you see where their volumetric fee would go to 276. And I might say the flat service fee will go up by $1.16. The volumetric fee is $1.55 per 1,000 gallon. We're going to take that lift. We're proposing that we take that lift over a 2-year period, 26 and then 1/1/27. So that means 58 cents would come on in 1/1/26 of the flat fee, which is 58 cents of the $1.16. And then 1/1/27, we would take the other 58 cents, which that'd be the total then going on to, and that's where you would get down to, and you can see that you would have the flat fee there in 27 of unit, of the rate. So the volumetric fee is $1.55 a thousand. All right? Taking that over a 2-year period would be 78 cents per year, per 1,000 gallon. All right? So at the end, we're going from 981, and in 26, a 5,000 gallon bill would go to 1273, and in 27, it would go to 1562 at 5,000 gallons. If you do not use more than 2,000 gallons, as you can see up here under the service flat fee, it'd be $5.10, what it is today. 58 cents would be $5.68, and then in 27, it would go to $6.26. All right, for those 21% of the connections. All right, let's move on then to Exhibit B in your packet, which is out of the ordinance. This is the new monthly wastewater chart. It's got all 3 of them here aligned up. Existing 12/31/25, 1/1/26 for the first uplift, and 1/1/27 for the second. So we bill water. We bill sewer, we bill sewer from water meter readings, okay? Whether we do them on our own meters or where we have to go to Ward, Grand Prairie Bio 2, or the, whoever the existing water service people are, okay? So that's where we get the readings from. So as you can see here in the ordinance, all water customers, 510 is the basic fee, 568, 1/1/26, 6/26 is where it ends, going through 1/27, and then from there on out through 2030. For all consumptions in excess of 2,000 gallons, existing is $1.57 per thousand. 78 cents on top of that would be $2.35 for 1/1/26, and another 78 cents gets you to $3.12 per 1,000 gallons in 1/1/27. For the second class of customers, all non-water customers, that would be people that just have waste services or wastewater at that point in time, then you can see what they are there. And they do go higher because we have administration and billing cost of that. Item C is all non-water customers, the other class with trash. And the difference there is between those and the ones above is just the postage. Item D is Briarwood. You can see Briarwood's base service flat fee does not change from 2705. They do not take the base rate increase, the service flat fee. They do take the volumetric change. And C is Mark Lynn, and they're in the same case, except that their basic service flat fee is set up different than Briarwood's. Each of those 2 entities, their loan retires in 2028. It's paid off. So after 2028, they would come back to what is a normal wastewater bill. All right? So they would come back to the top line, as you can see up here, for all water customers, water and wastewater customers.
So what's the average, may I speak, Ed?
Yeah, absolutely, yes, sir.
What's the average gallons that a household uses? Just for the,
Tim?
gives the paper and us.
4,500?
4,500.
Yeah. Yeah, Mayor, 21% of them use 2,000 gallons or less, and then over that,
Okay.
it's 4,500 average.
So it looks like I'm calculating maybe a 30% increase? What have y'all come up with? Or am I off on my?
I come up with 64.
64%? Well, I like mine better.
Over the 2 years.
Oh, yeah, I'm
Over
just
the
talking
2
about
years.
first year.
Oh, first year,
Yep,
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes. Yeah, 1 year, yes. Correct.
So there's,
Okay.
anything we can do to limit that for the people? I'm just asking.
No, I mean,
Okay.
Exhibit C is the next exhibit in your packet, and that is strictly that is the fee chart. If you take a look in your packet also, directly behind it is the fee chart of Exhibit C as the ordinance is in 2001. I'll say, so a comparison between those and what we tried to do there, we simply went through and took what it cost us to do that today. And so we brought those 24 years forward. And that's the cost of materials and labor and depending on where it's boring or not, but that's what it costs us today to do that. The next item is item D, Exhibit D in your packet, and Exhibit D is the deposit chart. We're only dealing with wastewater here, so it would be the bottom one down here. And the next page also that you have also the chart D out of the current deposit chart as the ordinance is in 2001 for that. And there's been some questions I know I've heard arisen. That is look at that as a security deposit. That's basically bad debt. Basically, if you don't pay your wastewater bill, that's why we hold a meter deposit or a security deposit, if you will, and that's why it is. All right. And so that's the proposal as it is today on that. As I said, we're doing this over a 2-year lift versus doing it all at one time. And so, and in your packet also at the end, is a comparison of rates of surrounding cities with 5,000 gallons, which that's where everybody fills at, and that's what's posted on their website. And as you can see there, where we are today, 981 versus the surrounding communities, and then what it would be in 26. And if you look at it in 27, where it would be if this ordinance is passed, the nearest one I think we have is Beebe, and I think we'd still be 100% below them, over 100% below them. So that's kind of a summary of where it's at. If you got questions, I'd be happy to entertain them and try to answer them.
Let's start with Matt and then work our way around for questions. Well, you should be sitting over on that side, if you didn't want to be first.
Me on the spot there, I think. Gary? I don't have any questions.
All right.
He will time we get through.
Maybe.
That's all right.
Gary, I don't have any questions either. I mean, I definitely understand why this is going on while we're doing it, so no questions for me.
Mayor?
Can I see that sheet with the surrounding communities? For some reason, I didn't get that one.
Which one?
The surrounding
sheet here,
communities, do you have that one on you?
Hang on. Tim, do you have a copy of that right here? See if I've got, I didn't have it right here in mine either.
Yeah, for some reason, my package didn't have that.
Got it?
All right, thank you, buddy. Oh, that's perfect. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I got it.
Y'all get that one? Okay.
Yeah.
And this is just the wastewater?
Just wastewater,
Okay.
as of last Friday.
You may want to give that to Jeffrey.
Brandon, you're up
Thank
next,
you.
brother.
No, sir, I am good.
Maggie,
I'm good.
Kyle,
I'm good.
Corey.
So, I should check my math, Gary.
Yes, sir.
If we take the difference between the proposed rate for 26 and the current rate, multiply that by 3.5 to get the overage over the 2,000 gallons, does that mean that next year, the average bill will go up by $2.65?
Let me get
On the
with you.
rate, yeah.
Let me get with you here,
Because
Corey.
the 65% sounds scary, but I want to discuss what it actually means.
Yeah, if you take $10 times,
Right, right,
Yep.
right.
Yep,
you're right. It's 30 and 30 or something like that.
Right, okay.
yeah, I think it's 64 and a little decimal.
Yeah,
point
okay.
there. But yeah.
Anybody else on the council or mayor got any questions for Gary? If not, Ben, can you and I have a conversation a minute? Those two acts that have been passed down there at 605 and what is it, Gary, 905,
925
925?
and 605.
I know that they are represented by a more than competent council and has guided them on what they need to do based on that. Do you have any guidance for the governing body on what we need to do based on those two acts? Especially since we've got water, wastewater in front of us, let's have a discussion on that one.
Yes, sir. So for those who don't, who maybe aren't as familiar with those two acts, it essentially sets up different bodies as kind of, I want to say the word overlord, but basically as separate governing bodies.
I love the word overlord. I love that. That's, Gary, that's the definition we've been looking for right there. That's it.
Basically as separate governing bodies over municipalities and over water commissions for water and sewer. It comes to a point, like it is even such that it comes to a point that if you will not raise your rates, they will raise your rates for you at some point. Like the legislature has given them that authority. There has been not our commission at all, but there have been commissions and there have been cities out there who have been very irresponsible, and that's so they set up these boards so that if action is not taken, eventually they will step in and take action for you. That's and you don't at that point you don't have a say in how much they raise it. They determine that without vote of this governing body. So that's kind of the alternative that you're looking at here. Let me throw out one other thing while I'm talking. We cannot take action on this tonight. We can have a first reading, but the law requires a public hearing before you actually take action, and it has to be after the first reading. So I've already spoken to Water Council about this. We're kind of on the same page. You have a first reading tonight, and then you will advertise for a public hearing, and the public hearing can happen at a future date, and then after that, you can take action on it. So you cannot vote to pass it tonight, is what I'm saying.
May I direct your attention back to the idea that they can impose the rates on us based on state law that is currently in effect? That's a pretty short string on that too, is it not?
Yes, it is. And again, that's because of there were those in other cities, other commissions who were irresponsible actors. So to keep things in check, and because water and wastewater is so important, there is a pretty short leash on that. Yes, sir.
And also,
if you are too far in the red, they will step in and they will not consult with you about it.
and also, the water wastewater commissions are required to do these rate studies once every 5 years. Therefore, we're going to see them at least once every 5 years ourselves, correct?
Yes, that is absolutely correct. Yes, this is not an issue that state law does not let you deal with this one time and then kind of walk away from it. You're going to be seeing it every couple of years. Yes, sir.
All right, anybody got any questions for Ben on any of that? It's a pretty serious deal. They got real serious about it under 605 and found out that they could make it happen, and now they come back and added wastewater in it. There's a lot of other repercussions in there that I think is going to come about in a pretty short span of time. I'm probably one of the only few people that believe that, but I think that, well, I'm not going to say in case somebody hadn't thought about it, I don't want to give me any idea. But I don't think we've seen the last of the legislature in Little Rock working on this. I think there are still some other things that's going to take place on it. So don't be surprised if we don't see more of this in a more accelerated manner with a whole lot more urgency to be able to get things done. I just believe that. Anybody got any questions, comments, or concerns on any of this? Anybody in the audience? Anybody at all? I need a motion.
Motion to send it to full council.
Second.
I got a motion second to send it to full council. Tammy, will you please?
Long,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Pickard.
Yes.
Tammy, thank you. Mayor, that concludes my portion of it. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Next up, Budget and Personnel Committee. Thank you, Gary. Brandon Hillenberg.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I already know that this is going to bring a lot of discussion. This is a ordinance to amend Ordinance 35 of 2021. I just want to start by giving my thoughts. My issue on this isn't that an incentive was given to Olive Garden. If you check my voting record, you will find that I voted for all the incentives that came before council that has used the economic incentive funds. I also want to stress that the mayor was well within his rights to authorize this incentive. I just don't like the fact that we didn't know about it until a council member shared this information with us. We just had a report from the economic director and learned about all the great businesses we had supported in 2024 through the economic incentive funds. But this one and only this one was left off the list. Transparency is something I think that all of our citizens deserve, and I think it is an important step towards that with this legislation. So this legislation simply requires that all economic development funds used for incentives must come before council for approval. I understand that this will add one more step to the process of getting incentive money, but I don't think it will be a big enough hassle to keep businesses from applying for free money. This will also give us and the public a better opportunity to hear about the great businesses coming to town. With that, I will entertain any questions.
What did I leave off? I'm confused. What was left off?
So so here's my question, Mayor. So
Yeah.
when these economic incentives were given in 2024, and I'm looking at the list, obviously it's in everybody's packet that economic development posted, there's not the Olive Garden in there for 34.9. So my question to you, Mayor, is how did we leave off the biggest one in the 2024 of 34.9?
I don't know. The agreement was signed in 24,
Right,
March 8th of 24. I got it right here.
right.
That I did is for the demolition of the current building at the site of the new restaurant and the opening of said restaurant constitute the specific criteria to measure the progress towards an achievement of the public purposes stated herein.
Right. The check was written in 24,
Yeah, and what was it written for?
and $34,900.
Okay. So I was well within my right, but it wasn't on a list, some list?
I'm not saying it wasn't within your right. That's not my question, Mayor. My
I don't
question
know what
is,
list you're referring to. I don't have a list.
this is the list that your economic development passed out to the council when the presentation was done.
And when was the presentation done?
21st of April.
And when did I send them the check? You probably look on Facebook and find it.
So Brandon, when did you say was done, the 21st? So the presentation was done the 21st of April of 2025.
Okay.
The check was written,
3/18 of 24.
right. I mean, I'm not saying you wasn't in your right, Mayor. That's not what I'm saying at all. And
Yeah,
I
I know.
voted for every
I get
incentive
that.
there was.
I get it.
The problem
I don't-
is I get this in my email that a $34,900 check was written to Olive Garden that wasn't presented to the council and wasn't in the packet.
In a report by the Economic Development Director.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't know. I do a lot of stuff every day. I don't, I didn't realize that. I wouldn't have
Right,
not given it to you.
right.
So I don't know.
Yeah,
But any other large items, as you can see on there, that the council did vote for, the hotel, Chick-fil-A, and the so-called Olive Garden line. So all the smaller ones were in our Move Cabot Forward Economic Center program. No one's ever been turned down. And I look at their profit and loss to make sure they're solvent. Money in the Bank has some equity. And of course, I throw that stuff away because that's their personal information. And like I said, we haven't turned anybody down that's come to us.
Right. Here's my next question, Mayor. How did you come up with $34,900?
I don't know.
It's kind of an odd number. I don't know. Did you come up with that, or is that what they applied for?
I honestly don't remember. I really don't. I've got the agreement here. I don't know if y'all got that, but it just says 34.9 for doing certain things. Of course, obviously, it wanted a whole lot more than that, but I'm not authorized to give any more than that.
Right.
So,
Yeah, your number was 35,000, right, prior to
Yep.
January 1?
yep. And I don't know if it's, for some, it just went towards the demolition of the current building. Like I said, it's written in here, in the opening of said restaurant, and the specific criteria to measure the progress towards an achievement of the public purpose stated herein. And it's a page and a half document right here. And if they didn't do it, of course, they had to return the funds. Also, as required by law, the city council may, within 1 year, formally demand that the funds at issue hereby be repaid to the Cabot City Council if the fort reference herein is insufficient and without merit, or the demolition and opening of the new restaurant has not been achieved, as provided herein. If the funds are not returned upon demand as stated herein, the city council may authorize a cause of action to capture said funds. And EJ must apply or comply with all the requirements of ACA 14-176-104 and other applicable laws. So all I can say is I guess it was an oversight on her reporting to you guys. And I'm not making excuses, but that's all I know. And this is the first I knew about it. I've not received a phone call from any one of you. I've not been asked about it by any one of you. You go behind my back and you FOI things. You don't call me, you don't talk to me, and you sit here and well, I'm not going to go any farther. I think the people of this community know and see it. It's sickening. It's sickening.
I think that's an unfair statement.
I don't.
Well, to all of us up here, because
Very.
I email you whenever I have a question. I mean, I just did that yesterday, correct?
Well, then it shouldn't apply to you, then, should it?
I know, but you are addressing all of us, so I just wish you wouldn't do that and us just have a civil
Well, I'm being
conversation.
professional by not addressing the guilty parties in the room.
Well,
Okay.
don't group us all together
Okay.
or,
Except Maggie.
no, that's not what I'm saying. And that's why we have a problem right there, because we can't just have a civil conversation. I can't make a statement without you coming back at me, and I have nothing to do with this.
I didn't say you did. But thanks
So,
for clarifying.
while I'm on the topic though, because when we got this email, I looked into it because I had no idea what was going on. And I am the Economic Development Committee Chair, and I am a paper person. Travis will attest to this. Whenever I was on Parks and Rec and he had to bring my binder every time, I kept every paper that I ever got for 10 years from Cabot Parks and Rec. And so I just went back and looked at the reports that we have gotten over the last 2 years. And the Olive Garden one was not on there, and then Lost Pizza was not on there. And so maybe that's something that we need to address in reports that make sure that we get every incentive on there, because it's just random that there was two, the 34,900 to Olive Garden and then the 10,000 to Lost Pizza that never showed up on any report.
Did you call Alicia or did you call me and ask why was it on there?
No, because I wasn't going to bring it up until
Oh, okay.
we
Okay.
had this
Okay.
back and forth tonight with you. So,
Gotcha.
Mr. Mayor, I am the one that sent the FOIA on 522 for Olive Garden. I'm proud of it. I did not receive this document, this check, with my FOIA. Can you explain why I didn't get this document with my FOIA?
It's not Olive Garden. It's EJ Holdings, I would assume.
What is EJ Holdings?
It's the development company that developed the property that Olive Garden got from EJ Holdings.
I believe Mr. Eric Bowen was in a lot of those emails that on my FOIA, and he's the one that had the infamous email with the promises. And I believe a couple council meetings ago that I asked about the promises. Was this one of the promises, Mr. Mayor?
You can read the agreement. I don't think there was any promises on here. Just he does something and we give him money. But you're welcome to have it, Miss Tammy. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Reading the resolution, I have a couple questions, because this was done in 21. Is our economic development chairman or employee paid out of this fund? How does that work, Mayor?
It's paid out of general fund.
Okay, so why was there $109,030.20 of COVID money put into this, since we're funding it with business license fees?
We put that in the budget that year, that we also put $100,000 of APRA money in economic development to use for our efforts. And that is not taxpayer funds.
COVID money wasn't taxpayer fund?
It's APRA money. It's not City of Cabot taxpayer funds. It's called easement money by the federal government. Quantitative easing.
And Ben, if I want to co-sponsor, since this wasn't sent out to all of us, can I be added?
Yes, sir. When it gets to full council, if you can, I don't even think we need a vote to add it. You can just request to be added as a co-sponsor.
Okay.
Anything else? With that, I'll entertain a motion to send it to full council.
I'll make a motion to send it to full council.
I second.
Roll call vote, Ms. Tammy?
Red,
Yes.
Coe, Spangler,
Yes.
Pickard,
Yes.
Hillenberg.
Yes. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. I've lost my, here we go. Looks like Police and Fire, Chairman Stephen Redd.
I have nothing this time, Mayor.
Community Development, Chairman Maggie Cope.
I don't have anything on the agenda, but I will just report back that I did ask the mayor this week about the Lyon College land, because it's not closed yet, and he did say that they had a deadline of tonight.
Deadline of tonight. We got word before we left the office that there's another extension coming for another week. We're waiting on Bayron and Morgan Stanley to do their financing, underwriting, et cetera. So, as you know, we've signed all of our documents. We're waiting on release of funds. So that's where we're at.
Is there a deadline where this is like a sure stop date, or does this just keep going on and on and on like a bad dream?
I think every extension's the deadline. Like our
Right.
deadline was today until we got the call.
Right.
So, Ben, did they tell you it's gonna be another week, or did they say a specific date?
1 week is what was agreed to.
1 week? Okay.
So they can have unlimited extensions, obviously.
If everybody signs it.
Sure.
So, we have to sign it, Line has to sign it, and the developer has to sign it.
Right.
11 Arrows has to sign it.
Right.
So, if they don't get all three signatures, it's dead.
Right.
Okay.
But all the money's still in place and just ready for everybody to sign off and be good.
We're waiting on the financing. We don't know if we knew where the money was, we'd go get it.
Right, I get it. I get it.
I think the police are ready for their shooting range. So,
So Ben, did all three parties sign it today?
So all three parties agreed to it today. It happened very late in the day. I got the phone call about 4:50. So how it happened is we all agreed to it in writing via email. The formal documents will come later, but all parties have confirmed in writing that they agreed to it. Yes, ma'am.
Think that's it.
okay. Military Affairs Committee, Chairman Matt Weber.
I have nothing, Mayor. Thank you.
You're welcome. General community input. Now's the time if you want to talk to the mayor of the council. You may so. Come to the podium, state your name, and if you're from Cabot. Seeing none, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion adjourned.
Got a motion from Steve and a second from Matt. All in favor say aye. Adjourned at 7:41. Anyone need a bathroom break? Okay, we're gonna keep rolling. We're gonna call our September council meeting to order at 7:41 as well. If you'd stand with me, Councilman Pickard will say the prayer and the pledge of allegiance. Ed, would you do that for me, since James is out? Thank you.
If you would bow your heads with me, please. Heavenly Father, as we gather for this meeting, unite our hearts and minds in common purpose. Grant us the wisdom to work together and the humility to value each other's thoughts. Guide our decisions and discussions that they may honor you and serve your shared goals. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Join me in the pledge, please.
Thank you. You may be seated. Before we call roll, James is out tonight. His father, ex-mayor James Reed of Jacksonville, passed away this morning, or yesterday, I'm sorry, at the age of 93. Please keep he and his family in his prayers. I should have said that before you prayed, Kyle, but I just wanted y'all to know to keep him in your thoughts and prayers. Roll call, please, Tammy.
Long,
Here.
Spangler,
Here.
Red,
Here.
Ellenberg,
Here.
Coe,
Here.
Reed, Weber,
Here.
Pickard.
Here.
7 present, 1 absent. We first have the approval of the minutes from our August 18th meeting. Do I have any action on that?
Make a motion that we approve the minutes August 18th, 2025.
Second.
I got a motion from Ed and a second from Brandon to approve the August 18th, 2025 minutes. Any addition, changes? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Ellenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard.
Yes.
Passes 7-0. Next item is read ordinances and resolutions by title only.
Make a motion, we read ordinances and resolutions by title only.
Second.
I got a motion from Stephen, a second from Corey. Any discussion? All in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Ellenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard.
Yes.
Passes 7-0. We have 2 items of old business tonight. First off, ordinance number 22 of 25, please, Tammy.
Number 22 of 2025, an ordinance reappointing Ronnie Lowe to the Cabot Planning Commission and Board of Adjustment, declaring an emergency and for other purposes, third reading.
I make a motion we approve ordinance number 22 of 2025.
Second.
I got a motion from Ed, second from Matt, to adopt ordinance number 22 of 2025. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
No.
Hillenberg,
No.
Coe,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard.
No. Mayor votes yes, passes 5-3. Next item, or it says the emergency bin, do we gotta vote it in, or?
No, the emergency clause is not needed on this item because he is a sitting planning commission.
Okay, gotcha. Next item, ordinance number 24 of 2025, please, Tammy.
Number 24 of 2025, an ordinance creating, certifying, and confirming tax liens against real properties at various locations within the city of Cabot for funds expended to pay for services rendered due to code violations and for other purposes. Second reading.
We don't need any help.
No, we're fine.
Okay. City council confirmed business, new business. Did I get a motion?
I move that we send items A through D to full council. Is that the question?
Yep. Thanks, sir.
Second.
I got a motion by Corey, second by Maggie, to send items A through D to full council. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard.
Yes.
Pass 7-0. First item, ordinance number 26 of 2025, please, Tammy.
Number 26 of 2025, an ordinance to amend the Code of Cabot, Section 2-208, and for other purposes. First reading.
Ben, is this where we can amend it, or do we need to make a motion to adopt it first?
No, sir, you can make a motion to amend now.
I make a motion to strike the word current and put for future, please.
I'll second that.
Got a motion by Brandon, a second by Stephen to amend ordinance number 26 of 2025 from current to future appointees. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Weber,
This is just to amend,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Pickard,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler.
Yes.
Passes 7-0. Any other action?
I make a motion that we waive the second and third reading.
Second.
Got a motion by Brandon, a second by Kyle, to waive the second and third reading of ordinance number 26 of 2025. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Weber,
No.
Pickard,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler.
No.
Fails.
Fails 5-2. Next up, ordinance number 27 of 2025.
Number 27 of 2025, an ordinance to amend ordinance 35 of 2021 and for other purposes. First reading.
I just want the record to know that I've got some of my staff out there helping, and they said on October 7th, so I don't know what presentation it was, but it said the Olive Garden and Boone Mortgage was presented on that night, October 7th. So I'll get that information and send it to you, just to let the public and the newspaper know that that was presented that night, and that when Alicia does her economic development stuff, she presents the Move Cabot Forward initiative, which is the max up to 5,000, where we give them up to 2,500. And she's never put the other in there, so is what she had told me. So I just wanted the record to show that, or she wanted the record to show that it wasn't blatant and that it was presented on October 7th. So but I'll find that and send it to you.
In speaking of that, can we just make the record show that, let's just show all of it
Yeah.
in the presentations?
Going forward?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Of course. I thought it was. I'm sorry. Anyway. Okay.
Ben, is this where I can be added as co-sponsor? Yes, sir. Please.
Ben, do we need to do action to add him as co-sponsor, or he just says for the record? Okay. Gotcha. Any other action? Seeing none, we'll move on to ordinance number 20 of 2025. Please, Tammy.
Number 28 of 2025, an ordinance fixing rates, fees, and deposits for wastewater and other water services rendered by the Cabot Water and Wastewater Commission and for other purposes. First reading.
Thank you, Tammy. And then item D, resolution number
Mayor, just a moment. I need to inquire with Ben on ordinance C just a second, if I may.
Yes, sir.
Ben, do we have enough time for advertising the public hearing and everything between now and next meeting of the when is it, 22nd?
Yes, sir, it is the 22nd. I'm going to get with Waters Council about that.
Okay.
It is required to be advertised 10 days before the hearing, so I'm assuming they could get that in the Dim Gazette. I think we probably missed the leader's deadline. Jeffrey might be able to correct me, for 2 weeks. But they can probably still get it in the Dim Gazette. If they cannot, then we will have to have a second reading next time and the public hearing the time after that, because it does require 10 days
We won't
posting
see
before
this
the hearing.
until October if they don't get it in then. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
Thank you,
I'm
sir.
sorry, Ed. I was thinking one reading and we go to the next one.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay. So you're saying if we don't get the 10 days in, we just won't put it on the next
Well,
council meeting,
I think we
right?
can put it on for a second reading, but we can't have any
We can't
vote to adopt it.
Okay.
We can't
Gotcha.
adopt it until a public
Gotcha.
hearing is done.
Okay. Okay, next item, resolution number 25 of 2025.
Number 25 of 2025, a resolution to appoint Albert Mayor to the Cabot Water and Wastewater Commission and for other purposes.
Mayor, I make a motion, we adopt resolution 25 of 2025.
Second. Okay, go ahead.
Ooh,
Go ahead.
motion by Ed, second by the whole council. I give it to Stephen. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Killenberg.
Yes.
Passes 7-0. Community input again, if you still want to come up and speak to council, please come to the podium, state your name, and if you live in Cabot. Or does council have any announcements or?
Mayor, have we heard anything on the grant for Locust Street? Can you give us an update?
The grant's gonna be in March, April, but I've been assured they're gonna help me get that. So, they're gonna work with half engineers and put down what needs to happen there to make sure we get the funds. Anything else? Can I get a motion to adjourn? Got a motion from Stephen, a second from Matt. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Adjourn, 7:54.